eviction in the city on Tuesday goes terribly wrong. Cars collide on area city streets. And Governor Baker was in Fitchburg as the campaign for Mass State Senate heats up. I'm Stephanie Allison. All this and lots more coming up next on Our City News.
And now, the latest news, sports, and weather with Stephanie Allison and the entire Our City News team.
A man received serious burns Tuesday and was rushed by helicopter to the hospital in Boston after he lit himself on fire inside his home. Sheriff's deputies kicked in the door to the apartment in the effort to rescue the man. He was later pronounced dead. Glenn Fossa was on the scene and has the story. Glenn?
Here at 36 Valley Street, right here in Fitchburg, Our City News on the road. With me, Alexander Vieira, a resident here, has a lot to know, or he has a lot to say about what happened here today. John, we're just going to identify the victim today as John right now, the resident there, and of course a house fire. Alexander, you knew John, or you know John. Tell us a little bit about what you saw happen today.
Well, today what I saw happen was the sheriff came over and I was trying to help someone fix their internet, and all of a sudden the sheriff said to open the door, and John said leave him alone, that he'd pay everything in time. And I already know, as soon as I heard that, I already know what was going on. And I was going to go to the officer to tell him, hey, let me try to calm him down. The officer, or the sheriff, tried to kick down the door. As soon as the sheriff kicked down the door, he turned himself on fire, pretty much.
So you saw the firefighting effort, and obviously there's a life flight was called for him, and of course they're working now on the crime investigation.
Yes, they are.
And so what did you see a little bit earlier when the fire responded? What did the fire look like?
The fire just went quick. It was all fast. I really didn't know how to react at the moment. All I know was he was crazy at the moment. I was like, what? Nothing more to say, nothing less. I can't say much about it. He was a good guy. It's hard to see that happen.
Obviously, there's been some problems here. This housing project is under the control of the Leominster Housing Project, working with the Fitchburg Housing Project, but there's a deeper problem.
Yes, there is a deeper problem. We all been trying to work together to figure out and see how we can beat the housing and the Leominster Housing Authority. They don't give us Boston number. We have a few of us have the number, and they know we can win, and that's what they're pretty afraid of.
Much more at the baseline of all of this happening today. More, of course, will come from the police investigation and those reports ahead on Our City News.
John has been going through a lot with housing. There was a $6,000 discrepancy. They said he made $16,000 when he only made $9,000, and he's been paying the rent that he was originally supposed to pay, and I guess this is the second time they tried to send the sheriff to get him out.
Learning more about this incident, the crime scene tape behind me, as this gets further investigated by Fitchburg Police, Fitchburg EMS and Fire already having been to the scene here, where John, in his 40s, obviously going through a crisis and sustaining multiple injuries, including smoke inhalation and burns, has been transported by Life Flight. Our City News is live on the scene, and more to come. Stay tuned with us.
And now we have Edgar Davis with your local 5-day forecast. Edgar?
Thank you, Stephanie. And now here's your Our City News 5-day forecast. On the first day of December, skies will be cloudy throughout the day with a high of 50 and clear skies at the night with a low 31. We're in for a dry weekend, mostly cloudy all day and night tomorrow on Saturday, and sunshine all Sunday and clear skies at the night. Perfect to catch a glimpse of the supermoon or the full moon to come that very night. But it will be a cold one all weekend and heading into Monday. Temperatures near freezing with highs in the high 40s and lows in the low 30s. Continuing into Monday, sunshine throughout the day with cloudy skies at night. Be sure to have an umbrella handy on Tuesday because it will be a rainy day with light rain into the night with a high of 56 and a low of 48. It will be a cold and no doubt red start to what will be a wonderful holiday season. This is Edgar Davis with the weather for Our City News. Back to you, Stephanie.
Thanks, Edgar. With extra holiday traffic, the roads this time of year are more crowded, making the chances of having a car accident a lot higher. Several accidents occurred on the city streets Tuesday. Glenn Fossa was on the scene.
Fitchburg police investigating this morning carnage, this car crash that occurred beginning at Putnam and Main Street, moving down Boulder Drive to the Happy Car at Depot Square. And this Toyota Camry crashing into 3 parked cars in this lot. Commuter carnage this morning.
This morning we're investigating a car accident. A vehicle almost struck a police officer who was working a paid construction detail on Boulder Drive. Continued up Boulder Drive, crashed into several vehicles at the intersection of Main Street. He was taken into custody, and the accident is still under investigation.
And the update this morning, driving that Toyota Camry in the car crash that occurred at Putnam and then traveling on to Depot Square where striking 3 parked cars, is 28-year-old Khalil Ford of Fitchburg, currently charged with failing to stop for a police officer, and more charges possibly coming this way as state police assist in this investigation. This suspect in custody reminds us to be safe for the holidays when we travel on the roads. So many distractions and all kinds of possibilities as we move into the holiday season. For Our City News, Glenn Fossa, live at Fitchburg Police Headquarters. In this morning's update right here from Fitchburg District Court, Khalil Ford, 28 years old, of Fitchburg, charged now with these charges in yesterday's crash that was at Putnam and Boulder Drive, extending its way down into Depot Square, where it crashed into 3 motor vehicles there. Fitchburg police charging failing to stop for police, speeding, operating under the influence of drugs, negligent operation, assault with a dangerous weapon, a motor vehicle, leaving the scene of an accident, and open container of alcohol. Now, we're told by police this morning that open container of alcohol was a nip found in that car. For Our City News, Glenn Fossa at Fitchburg District Court. And yet another car crash right here at South Street and Winoosknock Road. Fitchburg Police, Fitchburg EMS, and Fire Department are working carefully to restore order to the traffic here. No real reports yet, very, very early in this investigation. More to come on Our City News.
Massachusetts Governor Baker was in Fitchburg this week visiting with Mayor Di Natale and pledging his support for Councilor Dean Tran as he makes his run for state senate. Our City News political reporter Aidan Horgan had a chance to talk with him at the Fay Club on Main Street.
I'm with Governor Charlie Baker at the Fay Club, who's here endorsing Dean Tran, the local Republican candidate for the special state election happening this December 5th. Governor, first of all, thank you so much for your time. Your presence here and just your visit means so much for the people of Fitchburg. What's your message to them today?
Well, first of all, you've got one of your own running for a state Senate seat. Part of the reason I'm here to endorse Dean is I've known him. I think he's a stand-up guy. I think he's what I would call a pragmatist, and I think his support for and his knowledge of the issues in this community will be really important to this community should he serve on Beacon Hill. I also think this gave me a chance to swing by the mayor's office and pop in and speak with Mayor Di Natale for a minute and some of the folks on his staff on some of the key issues that are coming on out here. And generally speaking, if I can lend a voice to the cause in a race like this, and I have a candidate who I think can bring a lot to Beacon Hill, I'm pleased to do it.
Your administration has a proven track record of success with economic development and growth, which has been one of Dean Tran's highlights in his campaign. How does your endorsement today help further both of your goals?
Well, I certainly think that the way you build a strong Commonwealth is by having 351 cities and towns that are all heading in the right direction. And the folks who know the most about how to make that happen are the folks who've been on the ground floor, working in their local communities, developing a knowledge and an understanding about what works with respect to downtown development, economic development, and then knowing how to advocate for it. I mean, one of the things that we've worked hard with folks here in Fitchburg on is fiber optics for the downtown area, because that's a key element, and the industrial park, because that's a key element of making sure that those areas have the infrastructure in place that's necessary to support growth.
Well, thank you so much, Governor. I'm Aidan Horgan with Our City News.
We'll be right back with more from Our City News on FATV. You're watching Our City News on FATV.
Hi, I'm Susan Navarre. Join us on Saturday, December 2nd for the 2017 Holiday House Tours right here in Fitchburg. This year's tour is going to be a spectacular collection of some of the most amazing and popular houses here in the city. The house tour is a great way to kick off the season while getting an exclusive look inside of some of the most exciting architecture, all dressed up for the holidays. This year's highlights include the Fay Club on Main Street, designed by one of America's most famous architects, the Howarth House Bed and Breakfast, and get a chance to see inside an original Crocker mansion at the Applewild School. You can purchase tickets in advance by calling the Fitchburg Historical Society at 978-345-1157 with a credit card. Tickets are also available at our local merchants, including DeBonis and Davin, the Windmill Florist Shop, Mill No. 3, Elliott's Jewelers, Shack's Clothing, Slattery's, Homestead Primitives, and also at the Mayor's office. Your donation helps the Fitchburg Historical Society to provide inspiring history shows and talks throughout the year. You can also become a member by calling us at 978-345-1157 or visiting our website at fitchburghistoricalsociety.com. So come on out on December 2nd and enjoy these wonderful homes and help celebrate the holidays right here in Fitchburg. See you there.
Here in the beautiful Upper Common, right to the rear of the Firefighters Memorial, tree lighting contractors putting up the lights as we speak, getting ready for this important weekend. Our City News will be covering all day on Saturday. We've got Santa coming to town. He'll be at the library that evening. Tree lighting and all of the important events surrounding that, the Marine Corps Band, and the very, very historical house tours. Right here in Our City News, if you have an event, give us a call at 978-343-0834, supporting Fitchburg and everything here in the greater Fitchburg area for Our City News. And we are on Main Street. It is that time of season, that time of year when Fitchburg comes alive. With me, the past president of Fitchburg Rotary Club, Dan Cunningham, the current president, Denise Wortman, and somewhere around here is a president-elect somewhere, but we also have Karen Fusco as well. Denise, this is a great time. Dan's display of the Marine Corps Band leading a village, and of course the Rotary display. Tell us more.
Yes, Fitchburg is having a contest with anyone who wants to decorate the storefronts on Main Street, and we've decided to take two of them. And Dan has this gorgeous display that will be put into one side, and we've got our Rotary banner and a Christmas tree with Fitchburg ornaments all over it. So it'll be displayed hopefully until the month ends.
And don't forget, we do have a ski slope here. Courtesy of Mary Whitney.
Very, very nice. So it's all about action features in the display, and now is the time of action to give to your favorite charities and support those organizations that we all think about at this time of year. For Our City News, Glenn Fossa, stay with us.
And I'm joined by Glenn Fossa. There's a lot happening this weekend right here in downtown Fitchburg.
There is. Holiday house tours start at 11 a.m. and they go till 3 p.m.
The Senior Center has events on Saturday starting at 3 for the kids.
And the carolers will arrive just after 5 p.m. downtown till 6 p.m. Santa arrives at the library, kicking off the tree lighting ceremony.
And what an incredible ceremony that is, with Santa coming in on the fire trucks.
And then on December 9th, we have the Memories on Main Street Holiday Festival that goes from 1 to 4:30 p.m. Stephanie, this is on the back of the successful alfresco dining put together by Joel Caddy and Pride and all of the group. It's going to be a great time.
It is going to be a great time, and make sure you join Our City News. We will be there filming all of the events.
And if you're in Fitchburg, it's a wonderful life.
It is. The run for state senate is heating up. and we got a chance to talk to the candidates. Glenn, what did you find out?
Well, we were off to Gardner on the road with Sue Shalafu and her endorser, Nikki Songus, and we have a clip of that. Our City News travels to Gardner, Mass. With me, Congresswoman Nikki Songus endorsing today Sue Shalafu-Zafir, Senate candidate in the special election December 5th.
That's right.
So, ladies, obviously a great message today and great to have you along, Congresswoman. Why is it easy to endorse Sue today?
Well, Sue and I share the same values. As Democrats, we share the same values. We understand that government has a role to play in the lives of our citizens. And whether it's the resources a federal government brings, whether it's the resources the state government brings, and the kind of progressive thinking that is the hallmark of the Massachusetts legislature and its problem solving and addressing the issues we face today, I appreciate that partnership and that recognition that we need to work together in order to better the lives of the people that we represent. And I see in Sue someone who will certainly do that. And also bring a voice around issues that are often neglected. And that's especially true in issues around women and children. So access to affordable health care, very, very important, among other things. And how we create access and ensure choice for women, very, very important. Sue and I are in deep agreement on that. So as Democrats, we certainly agree, but on the specifics, we also agree.
Sue, the Songus name is synonymous with a lot of successes and goes back, of course, to the days of Paul Songus. Mm-hmm. And so this is an extra special endorsement today.
It's a very special endorsement, very extra special. I am a big admirer of Congresswoman Songus. She's done tremendous work in the United States Congress for this area. Her support of veterans, the thing that she has brought home, for veterans, that we talked about transportation, her support of women's issues, access to health care, education. We share the same values, and she has just done a tremendous job. I am very proud and humbled to be here with her today.
Yeah, you've got a lot of work to do ahead, so we're going to let you go. Our City News continues from Gardner, Glenn Fossa. Stephanie, Governor Baker has shown his commitment to the North County, and he's in Fitchburg again at the Fay Club with our political correspondent, Aidan Horgan.
At the historic Fay Club on Main Street in Fitchburg, I'm with Dean Tran, the local Republican candidate for the special state Senate election coming this December 5th. Dean, a consistent message that you've had throughout your campaign is the economic development in Fitchburg. What does Governor Charlie Baker's endorsement today mean for this goal?
Well, first of all, I'm very grateful and appreciative of the governor's unconditional endorsement and support for my candidacy. It's very important to work with his administration in order to bring economic development and create jobs in the district. I have put forth a lot of initiatives for economic development in the city of Fitchburg, and I want to be able to bring my ideas and my business background to the state level and work with the state legislature and the governor's administration and bring that kind of support to the district in terms of economic development and jobs.
And part of that plan that you put out was giving tax benefits and tax avenues for businesses to start in Fitchburg. How does your relationship with the governor help this development and actually bring jobs to this greater district?
Well, I believe the governor and I share a similar tone in terms of supporting small businesses and helping them create jobs. And that includes keeping low taxes and providing business incentives for the businesses in order for them to grow, raise revenues, and help create jobs.
Dean, thank you so much for your time. I'm Aidan Horgan with Our City News.
Thank you.
And last, the Senate candidate Claire Frieda, an independent from Leominster, very well known. She was actually big early years in Fitchburg. So she has big Fitchburg connection. She was right here in the studio this morning. We caught up with her and her endorser, John DeChico. And as the state senatorial race heats up, Our City News travels right here to the studio today with Claire Frieda, Senate candidate. Claire, great to see you today. An important message about schools in your candidacy.
They're very important. That's one of the reasons that I'm running. I've been working on Foundation Budget Review Commission, working with the Mass Municipal Association. Education is so important to our communities, to our kids, and we need to fix it. It hasn't worked. There was a commitment made by our Commonwealth with education reform. Hasn't worked. They haven't stuck to their commitment. We need to get back to putting money in there and getting back to educating our children the way we should.
We've seen all the candidates with an endorser. John DeChico with us today, experience in education. So this is a really unique endorsement today. Claire is an education advocate for sure.
Well, it gives me great pleasure as a taxpayer and citizen, lifelong resident of Leominster, to support Claire's candidacy because I know she is the best candidate, not just on education, but on all issues that affect all of our constituencies and the Montechusett region. I've seen Claire in action. I know she's been an advocate all her life for education, but also for all the issues that affect us as taxpayers and as community members in the greater, Montechusett region, and certainly in this legislative district. She understands the compelling issues that we're faced with and the urgency to get these things corrected. And she is the right person. Claire is not really a politician. I see her more as a public servant, having served over 30 years in Leominster, my hometown. But more importantly, again, she is a great representative, and she has been at the State House in many different capacities beyond her city council, certainly her position as city council or a school committee member in Leominster, to advocate for the very issues that she's talking about now and during this campaign.
State Senate special election December 5th, Tuesday. Everyone is compelling everyone to get out and vote. Our City News. The Senate debate is, hotter than ever, and folks are all encouraged to get out and vote Tuesday, December 5th, special election for Senate. Coming up, our sports report with Matt Carroll right here on FATV.
This is Matt Carroll. Today is December 1st, 2017. In local sports, you got the high school state championships at Gillette. Some notable games to mention there for some local teams is St. John's will be taking on North Attleboro in D3. And over in Division 7, you got Blackstone Valley Tech taking on Mashpee. So just some local teams there to catch at Gillette on Saturday. Men's hockey dropped one to Westfield on the road. Big conference game there, 4-3. They lose in the final minutes, under 5 minutes left to go. Westfield taking a shot and scoring. Men's next game will be at Worcester State at 7 on the road. Their record is now 6-3-1 on the season. They're 500 in conference play at 2-2-1. And men's basketball, men's win again. That's the second in a row. 73-71 was the final there. They were tied at the half. It was close throughout most of the game. They were able to pull away at the end and win this one 71-73. Their next game will be at WPI December 2nd at 2 o'clock. Women's dropped one to UMass Boston on the road, 81-67 the final there. They're 3-3 on the season. Their next game will be December 2nd at home versus Dean College. In pro sports, we move to the NBA. The Celtics win 108-97 over the 76ers. They're now 19-4 on the season. Their next few games are home. Their next three, actually. Next game at home, December 2nd at 1 p.m. at the Garden. NFL news, Thursday Night Football was last night. Cowboys take care of the Redskins 38-14, the final there. Big divisional game there. It might be able to push the Cowboys in a very strong NFC into the playoffs. Pats take on the Bills. This is a bigger game than you think. The Bills fighting for that playoff rights, trying to get into the playoffs at 6-5. Patriots trying to take that 1 seed from the Steelers. So big games there, big games for both teams. So we'll see how that shakes up. NHL news: Bruins win 3-2 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not last night, but Wednesday night. It's a big win for the Bees. Their next game is on the road against the Flyers in Philadelphia, December 2nd. In college basketball, Notre Dame 5 versus number 3. Notre Dame number 5, Michigan State number 3. Notre Dame drops this one 81-63. It was pretty much Michigan State throughout most of the game. First half, Notre Dame got it within 7 in the second half, but Michigan State just too strong and able to pull away at the end. I'm Matt Carroll, and this is the FATV Sports Report.
Thanks, Matt. It's inevitable that ice and snow are coming. It's that time of the year. As we head into winter, here are a few great tips to keep you safe as you head out on the roads.
5, 4. And the cold weather is here, holiday season, coming up on the 40th anniversary of the storm of 1978. Always good to be prepared with our automobiles and our vehicles going into the cold weather. Very simple and fairly inexpensive things. Wiper blades always in good repair so that you can clear the snow, clear the ice as the wet and heavy stuff comes our way. Tires, probably one of the most important things you can do. A good examination of your tires and meeting with your local tire dealer to make sure that you have all of the grip that you're going to need this holiday season. As we move towards the back of the vehicle, some of the really cool and very, very inexpensive, effective ways of being prepared for weather is simple cat litter. Sometimes you can buy this for less than $4 a bag. It will help you to give grip. It's biodegradable, and it's not difficult to carry around. Set of highway flares, always a full tank of fuel, and being prepared with maybe a blanket. We all remember the tragedies of 1978 when folks were abandoned and in their cars for some period of time. More tips to come on Our City News as we get ready for winter.
And Stephanie, it's more than just the simple things and the inexpensive things that we showed in the clip, but getting out to your favorite mechanic, have them check that car over. It's easy to be complacent during good weather. Then the bad weather hits and we wished we had done it.
Absolutely. Make sure you stay safe this holiday season. It's very important. This week on FATV, on our public channel, Monday, 7 p.m., it's Chess Chat. Tuesday at 7 p.m., Barbara and You with the International Veterans Choir. Wednesday at 7 p.m., Inside Fitchburg with Community Development Department. And on our government channel, Monday at 7 p.m., School Committee meeting live. And Thursday at 7 p.m., City Council meeting.
Steph, and of course tomorrow we're live downtown with the presentations that are going on and all of the incredible festivities. It's just been a great day.
Make sure you come out and say hi to us. We'll be there most of the afternoon.
We will.
I'm Stephanie Allison, and this is Our City News. This episode is brought to you by KCMC Management, our local Dunkin' Donuts. If you have a story you'd like us to share, email us at ourcitynewsfitchburg@gmail.com. For all of us here at Our City News and FATV, have a wonderful day.